Okay, welcome, welcome. First and foremost, I would like to say thank you for speaking with the On the Way podcast at the HBCU Film Festival. We're so happy to have you. We want to know, what was the moment that you made from a jump from independent film budgeting to having the backing of a studio or network budgeting, and how did that change affect your storytelling?
Well, I had made short films. It's how I got into the business while I was working as an economist by day. And so it was when I sort of got staffed on my first show. That was my first foray into working on something that was backed by a studio. And truthfully, the biggest difference was just there was more money.
Okay.
There was more money. I didn't have to fund it out of my own personal pocket or out of, sort of GoFundMes and stuff like that from family. I didn't have to be craft services and the writer and the producer.
Right.
And so there was more security in sort of working out of the studio system. But the thing I do miss the most about independent films that were sort of independent budgeting is that go grab it, get it mentality, right? Because when you're doing it, the grind. Because when you're doing it through the studio system, it's permits and it's this and that, and it's, there's so much involved. And I'm like, we really can't just take a camera and run down there and get the shot.
Okay.
We can do that in the independent world.
Right.
The studio cannot risk being sued. And so I miss that. I miss part of that hustle grind of run and gun shooting that is from the indie background that I came from.
All right. I totally understand. All American is one of my favorite shows, literally the reason why I watch CW. How did you pull from the stories of today into the story writing of that show? Because I know it's loosely based on a real person, but how did you pull from that? Because I know each season was kept current with current events, and I love that about the show.
No, that's a very good question. And truthfully, it came from all of our lives, all of us writers on the show. We very much infused what was happening in our lives, what was happening in the culture into the show. So yes, it's based on Spencer Pasinger, who was a NFL player, is a retired NFL player, but the pursuit of the NFL dream and sort of where Spencer came from and that journey was inspired by Spencer Pasinger, but everything else about him being a teenager in current days and high school and how he interacted with his friends, his vortex. The vortex is literally based off my husband and I's college friends who till today are still called the vortex. They were like, no, you didn't put us on TV. I was like, I sure did.
I love that.
But yeah, we really just pulled from our lives. I have a 17-and-a-half-year-old son who's an athlete. And so much of that, there are times where he would watch an episode and he'd be like, did you just exactly? He'd be like, did you just give Grace the same speech to give Spencer that you gave me the other day? And I'm like, damn right I did.
And it worked.
And it worked. Exactly. So yeah.
Last question. For our podcast, we review 4 albums every week, fresh new music. We just want to know, is there any songs or albums in your current rotation at the moment?
Oh, wow.
We know Grammy nominations just dropped today. Is there anything that you're listening to, whether it's old or new, that just puts you in a great spirit or that you have on repeat?
Wow. The reason why that's such a big question is I have such a diverse, eclectic taste in music. Like literally, if you pull up my iTunes library or my Apple Music, it is everything from Beyonce to the Mamas and the Papas to Def Leppard to Tupac. Like, I love it all. I love music. So it really depends on what I'm working on. I'll often create playlists, especially when I'm creating shows or if I'm writing a script. There's a lot of Labyrinth being played in my house right now.
Nice. Such a beautiful voice.
Oh my goodness. You want to talk about like pulling your soul out. So because of the things that I'm working on right now, there's a lot of Labyrinth playing around. There's a lot of Toby being played around right now. But I love all the music. I really do. Kelly Clarkson, I'm obsessed.
Oh, I love
Jill
it.
Scott, timeless.
Of course.
So honestly, it just, Queen Bee, we don't have enough time to get into how much I love her.
We already know.
Exactly. So, but music is such a big part of me as a storyteller. And even sitting down with our music supervisors when we're picking songs for an episode, we were editing an episode of Found the other day, and God bless my music supervisor because I kept texting her and I was like, we're almost there, but it's not quite the right song and I need this, and do we have them? We're digging deep in different genres and everything from Leon Bridges to Duran Duran, trying to find the right emotion for this scene. So it's a great question, but I listen to it all.
because the emotions of the scene, the songs always pull it together.
Absolutely. It's all puzzle pieces that fit together to create the perfect emotional tapestry.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.
Nice meeting you as well.
You too. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.